Hello, I'm Docent Christine at Point Lobos State Natural Reserve.
Hello, I'm Docent Jack. Today we're at Weston Beach of Point Lobos, and we are going to talk about etiquette, tide pool etiquette. Christine, please tell us what etiquette is.
So etiquette is how we behave at home and here at Weston Beach. Good etiquette protects our home, our community, and the natural world.
I get it. We are guests here, and we should think about how we would want to behave in someone else's home. We'd want to be mindful of our manners and would be very respectful. And here in these tide pools, we're like giants compared to the little animals that live here. Think about this. What if a giant took the roof off your house or stepped on your house? How would this affect your house? And how might our actions here affect the homes of these tide pool animals?
Good point, Jack. When visitors come to see the plants and animals here in our tide pools, they want to see some action though. How do you recommend we observe these animals while respecting their habitat?
Well, just find a tide pool and either sit, kneel, or stand motionless for several minutes until you start seeing some activity. And you will see tiny fishes and crabs that live in these tide pools coming out because they can see us before we see them. So they go into hiding. But if you're very still, they come out from hiding.
Yeah, and another thing to remember, Jack, is to avoid stepping on live plants and animals. Try to find bare rock or bare sand to walk on.
Is it okay to touch these animals to see what they feel like?
Well, we can learn a lot by gently touching many of these amazing creatures. But remember to be gentle and cautious. Crabs can give you a painful pinch, and the spines of sea urchins can sometimes cause an infection. Be cautious and touch those animals and plants gently.
Sometimes visitors want to touch sea anemones because they feel sticky. Is this safe to do?
Oh, anemones are so fun to observe. Their tiny arms, called tentacles, though, contain stinging cells, which they use for defense or to capture food. These stinging cells are harmless to most humans, but some of us may have an allergic reaction to the sting. Observe, take pictures, but let's not touch them.
So can I safely pick up an animal?
Good question, Jack. Let's leave those critters right where you found them. As you observe them, here's a question for you. Why do you think they are in that particular spot in the tide pool? Can you guess? Yeah, you've got it. They may be protecting themselves from predators in wave action. Moving an animal may place it in danger, so leave it where you found it.
I've noticed a lot of empty shells in the tide pools here, and some people are fascinated with shells and love to collect them. What advice do you have for shell collectors?
So Point Lobos is a state reserve and a marine protected area. Did you know that empty shells provide an important habitat for tiny organisms, including crabs, worms, and plants? So collecting of anything living or non-living is strictly prohibited. Let's leave them where they are.
As I explore various tide pools, I occasionally find large rocks under which there may be a lot of interesting critters. May I move a large rock in search of these interesting things?
Oh, Jack, remember your example of the giant lifting the roof off your house. How would that affect your life? Leave those rocks where they are. There could be quite a colony of living things under those rocks. Those rocks provided an important safe habitat for those critters.
It sounds like good tide pool etiquette will help protect these amazing plants and animals. Here's a challenge question for you, our viewers. Choose your favorite tide pool animal and teach others about its aquatic environment and how tide pool etiquette protects your animal.
Thank you for visiting us here at Point Lobos State Natural Reserve.